States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda.
Have me. First item on the agenda is approval of regular meeting minutes from December 4th, 2023. Those were sent out last week, so if there are no questions or concerns with those, I'll entertain a motion to accept the,
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting.
okay.
I second it.
Second by Tootie, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is approval and ratification of the bills. If there are no questions or concerns about the bills, we'll entertain a motion to approve those.
I make a motion.
Motion by Clayton,
Second.
second by Billy, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Visitors, we got Mr. Cody Duval. Is that mic on, Lori?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm here on something that was brought up on the agenda last week. We're asking for an abandonment of a right-of-way that's on Pinner Drive and then to just rededicate it. I've spoken to Erling and Planning Commission about it, and I have a large blow-up if anyone needs to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where I visually impaired.
You're not Ken the Barry Duval, are you?
I am.
Oh, man, I knew that.
I'm worried if that helps me or hurts me. So basically what's happened is you can see where these lines are what was actually dedicated for the right-of-way. And when it was surveyed, you can see it actually runs through parking spaces on the project. So what we're asking to do, the city to do in 2 readings, is the first to abandon the actual, as it was originally dedicated right-of-way. And then under the statute, you all can actually dedicate for the public use what is actually the drive, what's the actual paved drive. So that darker line you see there is actually what was actually paved.
Okay.
So we're not asking to close the road at all. We're just asking that what is the city's right-of-way, which runs through parking spaces, just be abandoned because it causes a problem for us on title and for the investors that are looking to try to rehab this apartment complex.
Okay.
And instead, just run actually the asphalt this out.
Okay.
I think it was Tyler said, with this being 20 feet wide all the way through, that's not a problem. Normally you'll ask for 50 feet at this point, but 20 feet here works because all the utilities are already running behind the project as it is.
Right.
How many parking spaces are you losing?
We won't be losing anything as a result of it.
On this side, you want?
So all of these already exist. The problem is as the meets and bounds are, as the surveyor went out there and actually did the meets and bounds, technically what you all have, the right of way runs right through it. So as it stands right now, you all would have every right to pay. Except all the, technically, you all should be driving through the parking.
Will it have to be surveyed again?
No, as far as I understand it, I've got a legal description for these meets and bounds already.
No, no. This is our existing right away here.
Yes.
Right.
That's running through their apartment. There and there.
And then I believe there's a dumpster storage right here as
Right in
well.
this corner here.
Yeah.
Well,
What we're basically asking for is to get reality to meet expectation. They did a meets and bounds, I think they did the project, they didn't match what they granted to the city. So what we're asking for y'all to do now is just actually make it reflect what's actually out there. So no closure of the road at all at any point, just changing the meets and bounds of what you all have to what's actually out there.
just changing the right of way to what
Yes.
the street that exists at
Yes.
this time.
Yeah.
Is that right, Tyler?
Yeah, and I talked to Arlene earlier. She thinks we could probably take care of this with a resolution and not an ordinance, but,
Okay. Okay.
because
But the
basically
right
we're
of way
not deeding any
is 50
property or
feet
anything.
wide, and the road put in was only 20.
I don't believe this is actually 50 feet wide. This was only 35.
Okay.
What you all actually have is only actually 35. Now, when you all do right away now, it's 50 feet as far as I understand it entirely.
Yeah, anything new is required 50 feet.
But at the time, this was even only 35. And to be clear, the utilities, as far as I understand it, run along behind these buildings anyway. So there was no need to have anything more than 20 at this, what the actual road is at this point anyway.
Yeah, if Tyler, if you're good with it, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for the whole council, but if you're good with it and Earlene thinks we can take care of it, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, and Arlene was gonna do some more research. It may just be something simple as you signing, saying it's okay. It may not even have to go to a vote. Because like I said, there's not gonna be any exchange of property or purchase or anything like that. It's just dissolving the existing right-of-way and creating a new one.
And most utilities do come in behind or up to that south, from that south side, so.
The issue comes up because the current property owners are selling to my client, with Gary Watkins. And they are investing funds in this project to rehab all these units, but as part of that, in order to get a title policy on the whole property, that's creating a problem for title, especially right here where the actual right-of-way to come on and up, in and out of the project isn't in the, it's actually outside of what the right-of-way was. So we want to move that over, that's the biggest problem, but then the parking space is also creating an issue too.
Okay.
So I think in talking to Earlene, to make sure we stay on track with two things. One, the formal abandoning of
Existing
the
right-of-way.
existing right-of-way. And then under the statute, under KRS, I think it's 82.400, you all can actually dedicate for public usage anything that's been used publicly for 5 years.
Okay.
And this project's been in use since, I think, the 70s, so not a concern there on that. And I can leave this for city council if you'd like.
If Tyler needs it, you guys
We've
want to
got
keep a copy
copy,
of it?
that's the same thing you emailed us, right? Okay.
Yeah, and if for whatever reason any part of this needs to be recorded, I do have copies for you for recording.
Okay. Yeah, just get in touch with Tyler and Earlene and should be able to take care of that, don't you think, Tyler?
Were there any other
Yeah.
questions? I'm happy to address anything else y'all might have, and I intend to be back on the January 2nd meeting to make sure.
Okay. Has anybody else got any questions for Cody?
What's the
Okay.
timeline for the rehab of the facility? Do you have any idea? I guess it all depends on.
We're hoping to close on the sale of the property by the end of January, and because this project is in some very desperate need of rehab, I think they're planning to start construction as like the second or third week of February if they can get in.
Okay.
They're gonna have to coordinate moving tenants out and, making sure that they have, somewhere adequate to stay while they rehab those units. But I think the intention is to start that process just as fast as they can.
Is it fully occupied now?
I don't know if every unit is occupied. I think there's a couple of units that are vacant because they're just,
Or, yeah.
they just can't be
Understand.
rented.
It appeared to me the other day, the first building, if you're going that direction north, the first building looked vacant to me. I was over there the other day.
That may be the one they start on. I know the current property management is not my client. Homeland will be managing it once they do the purchase of the property.
So they intend on putting a lot of money into it to renovate it? I wouldn't say, but
Yes, I can't remember exactly what the construction budget is, but I think that there is about, I want to say 11 million in credits that'll be used for it. And so it'll be some amount slightly less than that because the credit pricing is somewhere around 83 cents, I believe, on the dollar.
so you guys are investing in the city.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the property management company that'll manage it, Homeland, the developer on it's Walbuck, and the construction company is Clayton Watkins Construction. So you're already having a lot of investment in the county, just putting more into the county.
So you're asking us to be good neighbors? Is that what it amounts to?
That would be great.
Well, that's our goal, so just stay in touch with Tyler and you guys can
Sounds
get
great.
that
Thank you
straightened
all.
out. Thank you, Cody.
And Merry Christmas.
Tell you
Merry
too.
Christmas.
Tell your dad we said hey. Okay, visitors, Tammy?
Okay, as you're fully aware, pickleball court is almost completed. As of now, they put out temporary lines on the pickleball court because we can't put the surfacing down until March, until the asphalt starts warming up some. So the plan is for them to come back in March to put the coating and seal it. But people can play on it. And the fencing will go up possibly next week because Scotty's still got to do some backfill and all that. I hear we're going to have rules up there for everybody. I made a couple of copies. copied off from another, Denny and I worked on it, copied off from somebody else. We included some things on there. The mayor suggested no bikes, no scooters, no skateboards, and stuff like that. And on the back, the second page, we'll have rules and court rules and scheduling. And it's basically all on merit, so we can find out. You know, you have to be responsible adult and follow the rules. So if, other than that, I'm really excited that it's almost done and we can actually utilize it.
We'll pass it to Jim.
There's been people already using it, so.
Yes, Denny was the first one to use
Yeah.
it, so.
I want everybody to be aware of that.
He's got the socks to show it.
But it seems like there's some pretty good feedback out there about it. Some people are saying they want to take lessons, so if there's anybody out there that wants to give pickleball lessons, we've got quite a lot of people that are interested. So, and it's a sport for all ages. It can go from a young teen all the way up to, you know, way into senior citizens.
Yeah.
So it's not just for adults. Denny and I have toured 2 facilities. It was Muhlenberg, where there was a 14-year-old boy playing with his grandfather.
Yeah.
So it's really an all age type sporting event.
On the schedule on Sunday and Saturday and Sunday, it says all day. Is it like up till 9 o'clock of the
Yeah,
night?
yeah.
Is that
The reason
considered all day?
the schedule is just saying it's first come, first serve on that day, yeah.
Okay.
So it's still the same rules, 9 PM, 8 AM to 9 PM, as it says on the top of the, above the scheduling, when it comes first come, first serve.
And I assume the rules would be subject to change? You know,
Yes.
what works and what doesn't work?
Yeah.
9 o'clock maybe.
It's a learning
You
process.
gotta have a baseline.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, you just
it's
get
a starting point.
We don't have any brawls at the pickleball court, playing time.
No bro.
No problem. Denny?
Denny.
All right, thank you.
Understand they did.
I do.
And I think too, Tammy, I think Scotty's been in contact with Scotty's. They do have another layer to put on top, and then they will, springtime comes, all right, Scotty, they'll paint it. He suggested red and black, is that right?
Well, we're going because that's the fire
Right,
Cool.
colors.
yeah.
The fire truck.
And he suggested the red because there's 2 colors of red, one's a darker red. He said that faded a little worse than the red, like the fire truck red. So that's
You
what,
avail in it?
yeah, we're gonna put a big cardinal right in the middle of the.
That was a real key.
I'm
I
just
guarantee
joking. But that'll happen in the spring, and between now and then, we hope to get the fences up and all that.
Mayor, if you
Yes.
could speak to the lights, because you did a lot of effort on that.
We did, we wanted to put up steel light poles, just for durability, and I did find some steel poles, that the school board had that they're not gonna use, so they're going to let us have those, and some lighting too, LED lighting, so, we appreciate the school board working with us on that, but they will go to good use, and they're in good shape. Scotty and I went and looked at them last week, and, it'll save us considerable money, so we should get lighting up and all that'll be done this winter as weather sees fit, so. Okay, any other visitors? Ruby? Terry? Scotty? Ain't gonna ask Dad, he won't hear me.
Nope.
Nope. All right, next item on the agenda is the following Grayson County Airport Board member term is up on December 31st. Kirk Collard's term expires 12/31. It'd be my suggestion to go and reappoint him. I know he is pretty involved in the affairs of the airport. We've had several meetings lately, and he's generally always there and willing to work and help them, so.
Mayor, I did talk to Kirk, and he said he would like to be put back on it.
Yes,
so.
I talked to him also. I'll make a motion, Mayor, reappoint Kirk.
I second it.
Second by Clayton, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The next 2 items, we've not got where we need to be on those yet, so we're gonna skip over those. Earlene will hopefully have something on those first meeting in January. Okay. Okay. Unfinished business, community alert app update.
We did have the meeting with the utility commission, and they wanted to do a little more research on it. So I've got, and I can't remember the guy's name that we talked to, but he sent me the demos that he did with the mayor and I, and the one that he did with Dwight and I passed those on to the commission. I haven't really heard anything back from them. Just so you all know, Dwight said he didn't feel like in the meeting that he thought that they would use it enough for half of it. So we may have to go back and look at that if they do approve it. I don't know what all they're gonna try and use it for, so, we're still kinda hanging out there right now until they get a chance to look at the videos that I sent them, so.
And maybe if, my hope would be that we can keep track of what's used utility-wise and then city-wise and possibly adjust with them. If we decide to go ahead with it, adjust with them as we move in time and see how much it's getting used.
And they did bring up in the utility commission about tourism. We could probably talk with tourism and get them to go in on it, because they could push like their East Main Market through that, and different events that they're having, so that, you know, there might be an avenue to get the tourism commission to go in on it too, so.
Okay.
Didn't we talk about how this app could be used to send out notifications about if the utilities chose to go that route, with water breaks or?
That one I think is a difficult, that's what, you know, I don't know how you would do that one, and I'll have to get with a guy, because you don't want that to go out to every citizen. You're gonna have to somehow find how that would work to say it was your street, just to notify the people on your street that were signed up for the app.
So could that not be the message? Or would the notification just go out to all that there's a boil water advisory? I mean, is there not any way to make it specific as to?
You can, but I think you create havoc if you send it to everybody. Because
But if
people
it-
just don't read it, they read, you know, they read in between the lines, and then you're gonna have people calling in here.
They put it on Facebook.
Yeah, they put it on Facebook, they.
Okay,
I
it
think
ain't,
they
it
do.
ain't gonna get no
K105.
more razzed up than Facebook,
Yeah.
okay?
They put it on K105 too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just up to utilities how they wanna use it. And I think it would work for their work orders, but I don't know, you know.
Looks
how-
like you
how
could
deep
just
they
keep
wanna-
track of them better. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
I was wrong on
That was my
what I
thinking,
saw
Billy.
on it, but
Yeah.
it looks like you could,
You could have more detailed reports.
yes.
That was my thinking on it too, Billy.
Well,
But hopefully after they watch it, because Dwight, you know, I think Dwight was kind of iffy before he sat through the demo, and he was really impressed with the demo. So hopefully once they sit and watch that, then,
I would think it would be beneficial for Wesley to send us, you know, I've been over here or whatever work orders there is that we come in here and sometimes you wait 2 weeks before we have a meeting to bring up a ditch is clogged up on Kegley Drive, you know?
yep.
So, I mean, we would know in advance whether or
Right.
not. That was the benefit I thought.
I think
was
so.
from-
You have a better timeline of when it was reported and when it was
Yes.
completed, and,
And I think it's something too that'll, as time goes on, the more people we can get to use it, the better it'll be, and the more we can learn how to use it
right.
to benefit ourselves.
And I think a lot of it's gonna be on us if we do decide to do this, to push it and how we market it to get people to sign up for it.
Sure, you gotta use it.
Yeah,
And one of the places I've been involved in the past, we went through that, and we pushed it hard with people that would come in and pay. We'd give them a leaflet of some type describing it, and then word of mouth and Facebook, and so I do think it'd benefit us a lot once we get it up and running and getting people to buy into it.
right.
Because they'll be able to pay their bills or basically make any kind of request of the city they want without having to actually call us
Sure.
and realize, and they'll know that it got through to somebody too, so. Okay. Anything else on that?
I don't have
Any
anything
questions
else.
for Lori on that, guys? Okay, Code enforcement amended ordinance for condemned property.
Tyler and I are still working on that. We'll hope the new year comes through.
Okay, any unfinished business, Billy?
No, sir.
Terry?
No,
Judy?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Gina?
I don't know if it's unfinished. I don't think it is, but I don't know. Wesley, I just wanted to say I got a call for the Roberts Court, and they wanted to say thank you for the repair.
Kenny?
I also have a thank you for Wes. He contacted KU and's got it worked out, or talked to him about the lights, and I've been seeing KU trucks in the facility. So that's unfinished business, and thanks to Wes.
Lori?
Nope.
Earlene? Wes? David?
No, sir.
Tyler? No, sir. Okay. All right, new business. Billy?
Wesley, have you had a few people call you about maybe getting a smaller garbage can for elderly?
Yeah, we have smaller ones for them.
You do have them, do you tell them? Have you told some, I mean, have you,
Yeah, we've delivered several, that they've contacted us prior when we started.
so they've contacted you?
Yeah, if anybody needed one or something, they just contact the office and we can get them. It's about, I can't remember how many gallon it is, 20, 30?
I want to say it was 30-something.
It's about half size of the other one, maybe a little less.
Different color. They're brown. The smaller ones are brown, so.
But they are available for people that need. We swap out the other one for it. Makes it a little easier.
Terry, man, you good? Okay. Yeah. That's all I have, man.
All right, thanks. Terry?
I do have a question for Wes. I know a few years ago, a year, maybe two, it was brought up something about possibly looking into locks for the dumpsters, and the conversation didn't go very far. Are our dumpsters equipped to where locks can be put on them?
They are equipped with a chain that can go over the plastic lids. Those plastic lids can be folded up. Some of our dumpsters, we have, one of my employees has made a cage basically that goes over top of it that they can lock, and it does help quite a bit. But, it's something that has to be specially made for that dumpster. So if somebody's having a problem, I think Dr. Fulton's office was, and the grocery store down here.
There's several in our community that are having major issues with it. And according to everything that I've looked up, it's legal to dumpster dive in the state of Kentucky. Is that,
We actually, we have an
We have
ordinance.
ordinance.
We created,
Well,
amended it, so you can't put anything in and you can't take anything out that you're not supposed to if it's not your dumpster.
Arlene, did it also, once it goes in that dumpster, city property?
Well, I mean, technically, I mean,
I-
unless it's
I-
an
I think
owner or
that's what
something,
we-
they have second thoughts or
We had talked about before, once it went in that dumpster, it turns into city property then.
It does, and the evidence-wise too, it turns it over to the police for evidence too as well, so.
so, I mean, what can these people do?
I think if you could, we have so many cameras available now, if you could get some kind of good footage and turn over to police to look at it, or Tyler as a code violations.
Is the main problem people dumpster diving, getting in them and getting stuff out, or?
Tammy's Play School had a problem this
Yeah.
morning.
They've had a big
She's
problem.
had several problems.
There are some dumpsters in the city that are emptied out at night and used as a shelter.
Well.
And they don't put the stuff back in the dumpsters.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what has been happening the last little bit with the piles and piles of dirty diapers? I mean, that's not sanitary for anyone, period.
Would the people, you think, if we found some way to put some on that lock, would they be opposed to that, the property owners with the dumpsters?
I think that all of our dumpster rental people in the city are looking for help.
Okay.
I would agree. I have a kiddo that goes there, so I understand.
You know, maybe we can talk to David, or maybe we can look, there might be something on the market that we can, if not, we can get David to start making them and patent them, and we'll,
We have had some before that we had done the chain ordeal, and it depends on what type of business it is. Like some of the restaurants, the employees, we just stack everything on top of the list.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. It might be pretty cumbersome to,
I mean, as long as the property owner can deal with it too. We got three returns on dumpsters.
So what is your suggestion on how to find out who wants the help?
Just have them contact Public Works Department, let
Okay.
us know, and then we'll try to figure out the best route to take care of their dumpster.
And what is that direct number?
It's 270-259-6363.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
dude,
No, sir.
wait,
No, sir.
Gina?
I'd just like to say, in reference to what Terry was talking about, if we have people that are emptying dumpsters to stay in them, there's a bigger issue and there's more issues at hand that need to be addressed at some point.
Where they doing that at? I mean, I've not heard it or saw it or.
I don't
either.
know either, but I'm just saying,
No.
if, I know we have individuals, but I don't know who. But I'm just saying, I think if we have people in our community that are living in dumpsters, overall, there needs to be something looked at somehow.
The one that I'm aware of, Billy, is Dr. Fulker's is up here. She was having somebody stay in dumpster, use it for shelter. That's the only one that I've been told of, but
Yeah,
I'm
one of their
certain there's more.
employees went out there to take some garbage after dark one night, went to throw it over and somebody raised up.
But we do have the cover on that one, don't we, the locking cover, so. That's what we've tried to do as we get calls, is try to accommodate people, but if anybody's watching, or if anybody wants to get a hold of the council or call City Hall, please do. We'll do our best to accommodate you and rectify some of that. And if they would, honestly, if they would call, if they notice it happening real time, you know, let the police department know, let them go out there and them deal with it and see if they have any luck with them, but I'm sure we do have, as Gina said, we have problems with more problems with homeless probably than we all realize. Okay. Danny?
Just one, at the fire meeting for the city council, we went over the ordinances related to the fire department, and one ordinance we may want to look at the next meeting is the 3717. It was an ordinance enacted in 1989 that indicated that if the fire department has to make more than 2 runs at a residence or facility in a year, over 2, then they're charged $250 for the next run, over 2. And that, I think they're already charging maybe more than that now. So maybe something we just may want to just raise it up to 500, which reflects what the actual.
It's not 500?
It is.
The
But,
ordinance
well, it's
says
250, but
The ordinance says 250, so we can
Gotcha.
change the ordinance but for next meeting. That's all.
okay. Lori, new business. Earlene?
Do you all wanna go ahead and take a vote on that? That way we can do a first reading at the next meeting?
I'm okay, but might want to just study it. I mean, I don't think it's,
I can look at it first.
I mean, I'm okay with doing it now. I mean, it makes sense if we're already charging the
Yeah,
500.
I
why
thought we
wait?
already were anyway, so. I
Yeah,
thought
Tim
it
said
was-
we were, it's just
Yeah, I was gonna say, I knew we were sending out.
So if everybody's okay with it, I'm fine with making a motion to amend the 3717, reflect $500 charge versus 250.
I second it.
Okay, second by Clayton, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Is that good, Earlene?
Yes.
Wes? You got anything else, Earlene?
No.
Okay. David?
No, sir.
Tyler?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, other business, Reminder, there will be a police department committee meeting on January 2nd at 5 PM, and that will include this side of the table, is that this side?
This side,
This side
This
now.
side,
this
okay.
side we're switching.
Lori, can you send us
Yeah, it'll be in your,
updated
it'll be in your packets next.
Yeah, because it all
next
flips.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Okay, and the January chamber luncheon will be January 11th. If you plan to attend, please let Lori know by Monday, January 8th.
And keep in mind, that is a city-sponsored chamber luncheon.
Yeah, that's the one, January is the one the city sponsors each year. Before we adjourn, I just want to say Merry Christmas to you guys. I appreciate you, appreciate what you do for the city, for the community, and I hope that we can do bigger and better things as we go. I think we can, so.
Well, I'd like to say the
Amen.
same, and I think we've done a good job. Sometimes it's a little testy maybe, but trying to get through things, but I think we've come through real good. And I appreciate everybody, and God bless you, and Merry Christmas.
Amen. Any other business before we adjourn?
Mayor, if you could just, we could remember Don Burkett's family who passed away, used to be
Yes.
police chief. I was just gonna mention it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. We talked about it at the Christmas dinner, but Donald Barkhead, that was, you remember how many years he worked for us, David?
For some reason, I'm thinking 27.
Yeah, longtime employee,
Yeah.
He was-
city police officer, he was a chief at
I'm
one
thinking
time, and
27.
so keep the family in your prayers and thoughts. I'm sure they would appreciate that, and it's a tough time for them. Don was a pretty young man. From where I'm sitting now, he was a young man, so. Wes? Any new business? David?
No, sir.
Or any other business, any kind? Tyler? Okay. All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
I second.
Second by Tootie, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.